Good morning from Yankee Boy Basin. Today, I'm going to be tackling another highly requested hike, Mt Sneffels via the Southwest Ridge. For a full trail guide of Mt Sneffels via the Southwest Ridge, you can check the links in the description below. I'm walking and showing you guys the road, but this is the backdrop. Just so beautiful up here this morning. To catch you up to speed, I parked at the split before the lower trailhead. Essentially, there's three places to park for Mt Sneffels, regardless of your route. You can park at the split in the road, the lower trailhead, or the upper four-wheel drive trailhead. The lower trailhead, I would say, requires a stock SUV. There are a couple of really tough spots, especially as you get right before the end, that a car would not be able to make, in my opinion. The upper trailhead typically requires a higher clearance SUV or 4x4, and of course the split you can get to with pretty much any car. For all my hikes, you can check the full description below for more information about getting here. Your views of Mt Sneffels start right off the bat. It's right here. The standard route, you'd be going over this little curve, up and then up. For us today, going to be taking the Southwest Ridge, so going to be going straight up to the Blue Lakes Pass and then up the spine over there. After the lower trailhead, if you're driving or walking, there's one road split. You're going to want to stay straight. Left will take you to some private mining areas. As much as I enjoy hiking up 4x4 roads, at this switchback right here, I'm gonna head over to Wrights Lake, which is about a half-mile away. And as you can see by the sign here, we'll get you up to Blue Lakes Pass in about a mile and a half. The fox up there hunting for his breakfast, or her breakfast. Sorry it's so shaky. It's my phone. So you can see him right in the middle there. Right out on the grass. Pretty cool. Beautiful Wrights Lake behind me here. Just absolutely gorgeous. From here, I'm gonna just head around the lake and then up towards the pass. To the upper basin now. There's Blue Lakes Pass. There's a good view of the Southwest Ridge, and in the middle here you got the standard route, which I think I'm going to be taking down. Once you reach the junction, it's very well signed. It's 0.4 miles to the top of Blue Lakes Pass. Top of Blue Lakes Pass here, the amazing pretty blue lakes I'll show you more of throughout the hike. So now we can get a good view of our entry point of the ridge, and it's a good time to talk about the ridge as well. So the Southwest Ridge of Sneffels is class 3. For what that means, you can check the YDS rating system. I'll link it in the description below. But essentially it means you're going to be using 3 points of contact, a bit of scrambling, and some loose rock in there as well. To the other side of me here is a wilderness area, so you're not allowed to fly the drone, no motorized vehicles or anything like that. So Yeah, the drone shots look really good, but everything here, you have to make sure you're flying legally. So please, before you start flying anywhere, just make sure you know what the rules and regulations are. You can see that I popped the helmet on. Now's a good time to talk about gear for this hike. Everything I'm using, you can check the links in the description below to help support the channel. But essentially, helmet, hiking poles, definitely, especially if you're taking the standard route down. It's a nasty, loose rock mess. And then, yeah, I'll link what to pack for a 14er video as well, which you can check out in the links in the description below. So you can actually hike in from the other side, the Blue Lake side. I've always wanted to do that. I'm gonna save that for a Jackie and I trip. Once you leave the pass there, you're gonna be kind of working your way this way. You can certainly climb this, but you don't need to, and you'll get cliffed out eventually. After a bit of climbing, you're gonna see these 3 towers here, and you're basically going to want to go right in there. Looking back down there, so there's a gully. I just stayed left because it was more solid, but back down to the pass there. Turns out there's 2 gullies. There's this one, which gets you to that notch in the ridge, which you want to be going towards. And then there's this one. They both give you the same exit point here, so it doesn't really matter which one you take. The one I went up was extremely loose, and that one looks loose too, so I don't think it really matters. So far, the climbing has been mainly class 2, unless I want it to be class 3 or higher. And very loose, a lot of dirt, a lot of loose rock, kind of shale, so sharp. It's about 13.5 or so, and you're gonna see this very evident tower here, and you're gonna wanna drop over to the east side for the first time today. Another view. So basically gonna skirt down a little bit, don't go too far, and then right back up the other side. Whew. Once you've rounded the corner here, you're gonna continue straight up, and you can kind of see this rock in front of me. Right before you get there, you're gonna bear right. To be honest with you, I'm not even really sure you needed to do that, because I think, judging by this side, you could have kind of just stayed there. So you can try it. I would be very careful if there's people around you, because this is all very, very loose. You can just tell by looking at it. But yeah, I don't know if that drop down is necessary. Now that you can see your next obstacle, which is going to be some more, finally some good class 3 climbing up there, it looks like. Looking down that little section there, solid rock for the most part. After you leave that little climb there, pretty evident another gully. While we're in here though, let's talk about dogs for this hike. Absolutely not dog friendly. The standard route of Sneffels, I would say, perhaps is that notch, which I'll show you on the way down, is a little tricky. and there's tons and tons of loose stuff. So, you know, if it's a popular day, aka any weekend in the summer, I probably wouldn't bring a dog unless you're hitting it super, super early or super late in the afternoon. The views though, I mean, unbelievable. Yo, I know this is gross, but this is absolutely not acceptable when you're hiking anywhere. If you're in a situation like this, at least make an effort here. You're supposed to be packing shit out, literally, pun intended. So have a doggy bag, pick it up after. The toilet paper, I mean, come on, dude. If you have none of that, at least make an effort and try to bury it as best as you can. This is just disgusting. No one wants to see that. Wow, it's loose. Another gully in front of you here. So you're gonna wanna head right at the base of that big rock. These are known as the kissing camels. Pretty cute. Emerging from that little gully there. From here, you're basically gonna go right up to the ridge and gain the ridge crest again. Alrighty, summit of Mt Sneffels coming into view finally. Looking down, so the pass is right there. Back out to the upper four-wheel drive trailhead and over to the saddle of the standard route. Top of Mt Sneffels here, 14,150 or something. Very surprised that I have the summit entirely to myself. Pretty awesome. I think these are the views everyone wants to see, right? So I'll give a couple notes here. From the car, about 4.25 miles. So again, I parked below the lower trailhead. So the higher you can park, obviously the less hiking you'll have. I am going to take the standard route down. I'm not going to give a full summary of that. I do have another video on it, but I do want to just recap a couple things that I think are important to mention. Yes, it's much easier. There's only one class 3 move really to get down, but the conditions are much, much, much worse. Just loads and loads and loads of loose dirt and loose rock. I love the San Juans. Some of my favorite views down here, especially when you can get a mountain that's as crowded as Sneffels to yourself on the summit. Just pretty awesome. To start the standard descent, you're just gonna head down the slopes here, and there's this little spot and there's a notch right there. That's the class 3 move. All right, this is the infamous notch here. I had a little trouble with this last time I was here, but it's just a long reach really. You know, it's not terrible, but I can see how someone might be afraid because if you do fall, you get a decent little gully there. Again, this is the spot where if you did have a dog, it might be tricky, especially if it's a bigger dog. People always want me to demonstrate things, so here you go. In this notch, what I would do is down climb. My feet are down in here, and my hands are just working these cracks here. That's the best way to go. If you front climb it, I don't know, it's just pretty awkward. I would down climb it. This is the bottom view of it here. Again, just put your feet down there or up there and climb on up. From here, you can get a straight shot right down the couloir to the saddle of Sneffels. This is where the nasty hiking is going to begin, and I'm not going to film anything major from here to the bottom because there'll just be a lot of me being cranky. And so far I've had a really great hike, so I don't want this to come across as a negative day. Back down, pretty much on the saddle here. My biggest advice would be stick to the left side coming down, hiker's right going up. Obviously this will change over the years, but the rock over there is much more solid than the rest of the route. Looking down this terrible, terrible gully, there's a million ways to go. There's not an official way, so I'm just gonna kind of go like that. Pretty much down that garbage trail. Honestly, it wasn't as bad as the last time I remember it. Maybe it's because I'm more familiar this time. My best advice is to just try to find a solid trail and solid ground. Avoid this stuff, avoid dirt, and yeah, I mean, overall this is still a beautiful hike, don't get me wrong. It's just, this trail is just not good at all. That's gonna wrap up my hike of Mt Sneffels via the Southwest Ridge and descending the standard south slopes here. Overall, just a beautiful hike. The views from the top are some of the best from a 14er with those blue lakes on a clear day, of course. But I have to say, if this is your first 14er, do not let the distance and elevation trick you. You might be in for a rude awakening because yeah, it's just pretty much a straight shot up from the upper trailhead, and if you're not at the upper trailhead, then you're adding, you know, of course, distance. Overall, my thoughts on the Southwest Ridge behind me, I thought it was really fun. Some good class 3, not a ton of exposure. Rock was pretty solid for the most part, except for the beginning, which was a little loose, but overall, definitely one of my favorite routes for sure that I've done. If you're looking to do a class 3 hike, I would say this one is a pretty good one to try. I would say that the exposure isn't terrible unless you want it to be, and even when you want it to be, it's nothing like a Little Bear Blanca or Bells or anything like that, but it does give you some nice practice with class 3. Relatively little route finding on this one as well. If you're new to my channel, I do virtual trail guides of the 14ers of Colorado hikes and beyond, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button not to miss any future hike content. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.